Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Four Horsemen Studios Mythic Legion's Azza Spiritbender 2. Let's get into it! Let's start things off with a look at the packaging. And here on the top, we've got some URLs. And then on the back cardboard here, we've got some nice artwork, although you can't really see a lot of it going on there. Four Horsemen logo that they like to use with Mythic Legions. A nice big blister showcasing the figure and accessories for the most part. Mythic Legions. And on this side, it's got her faction. And then on this side, it's got a nice product shot and her name, Azza Spiritbender 2. I'm going to say it's Azza and not Azza. Azza. Yeah. So there's her story. If you want to pause it right here and read all of that, please feel free to do so. And moving right along, we've got a barcode, small print, fine print, legalese print, made in China print, item numbers, URLs. Warning, don't stick things in your pie hole if they don't belong there. Don't give this to babies. And then finally, on the back, we've got some nice artwork here. Four Horsemen, it says. And then there's the logo they like to use with Mythic Legions once again. Here's the nameless cross sale. And here, my friends, is a lot of text that if you want to read, you can pause it right here and read away. And then moving right along, you can finish it up here by pausing it here. And then moving right along, you can pause it right here and read the credits if that's something you want to do. And then here, to see the entire collection, please visit mythiclegions.com. And of course, this is collector friendly packaging, and basically what that means is it's got all these little tabs around this one sheet of cardboard here. None of it's taped up. You kind of flip the tabs over the cardboard here at the bottom. You can slide it out and remove everything. You can put it all back in if that's something that you want to do. And that, my friends, completes our look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure and the accessories. And here we have some handy dandy tweezers. Help us take a look at some of the smaller accessories. And we will start with her extra sets of hands. She has two sets of extra hands. The first set up is a left and a right grip hand. On up and down hinges, you can see it's got that nice leathery textural detail in there. It's got some silver paint apps for those rivet looking pieces, and it's even got some wrinkles and seam lines for the gloves. And there's some nice textural detail going on there, although I'm not sure it's showing up well for the camera. And again, here's the opposite side, and same things apply here. Might be a little bit of a dry brush or a wash on these hands as well. And then same thing for these. These are like splayed out fingers, casting hands, whatever you want to call them, on an in and out hinge. And again, nice molded details, nice texture in there. And the silver for the rivets. And again, I think there may be a wash or dry brush on these, just to give it a bit of that aged or used look. So very nice. Let's see what else she's got here. All right, we've got a magical tome, and you can see it's got all kinds of little paint apps and stuff all over it. A wash on it maybe to help some of these textural details of the cover stand out, and like a dry brush maybe on the leather strap parts. And then it's got, you know, corner protectors. The pages, again, there's some kind of wash on there to help give it a more aged or used look. And then it does have a real chain on it, so that's cool. And apparently the chain is newer than the book because it doesn't have any kind of, you know, wash or rust or anything like that on it, which I understand. It's hard to do it with a piece like that. So next up we have her staff, which I'm pretty sure we've seen at least different parts of it with different characters. Like I'm sure Thrace Wraithhaler came with this upper piece that has the globe or whatever you want to call it there on it, sphere. And then I'm sure I know we've seen this part with the twisted design on it. I know I've seen it with another wizard or maybe a couple of other wizards. I don't recall right off the bat, but overall it's got that nice gold color to it, and then it's got touches of silver on it as well. No wash or anything like that, so she keeps her magic staff in pretty good order, I guess you could say. Next up we have her hooked or curved sword, and I'm not sure where the deco on this lies. It looks like it's molded on the blade in that color, but I'm not sure that that's the case. But anyway, it's got a nice, I don't know, it's not a chromey color, but a dull coppery tone to it, I guess. I'm colorblind, so don't make fun of handicapped people if that's incorrect. But I like the pommel, and then, you know, it's got some nice textural details there in the handle, and then little flecks of I guess glitter or whatever in for the blade to give it a little bit more of a metallic feel. Next up we have this dagger. I'm pretty sure we've seen this somewhere in the line before, or maybe not in this line, maybe in Figura Obscura. But very cool. The eyeball on it gives it kind of an Egyptian feel. Maybe that's why I feel like I've seen this in the gods of ancient Egypt. And then the knife does remove, and again it's got that same coloration on the blade as the blade of her curved sword. And then we've got some nice pale gold there, I guess. No. Yeah, it's not quite silver. I was going to say silver. It's not quite silver. And then the handle and the pommel And, you know, there's a lot of deco on the sheath as well. So, oh, it helps if you put the knife in the correct way. And it does have a hook on the back of it so it can go on a belt. So that's cool. Let's see what is next. Another piece we've seen before. And it's like the magic skull effect. And, you know, I like this. It looks really cool. And I don't know that we've seen it in this color before. Or at least I don't know that I've seen it in this color before. I could be wrong. But I do like it. It's in that translucent blue color. At least I think it's blue. And all those nice skull details on it. Looks like, you know, kind of like the heads of some of them things from Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark. At the end, close your eyes, Marion. Don't look. So here we have something that's may not be new to the line. It's new to me. I don't think I've seen or had these pieces before, but they're magic effects, and they go around her legs, so that it looks like she's drawing power from the earth. And it is made out of a translucent plastic, although it might be hard to see here on camera because it's got a finish on it that is quite glittery and gives it a kind of a frosted look, but it's still pretty cool. And there are two of those. I don't think they're exactly alike, but they're very similar. This one seems to have a little more springy in it. You know, there's more space in it than the other one. It just may be because I might need to heat them up just to get it back to its original shape. It might have got squished in the packaging a little bit. But everything I said about the other one holds true to this one. It's got kind of a cloudy design to it. Smoke. So that's pretty cool. Next up, she does have two pieces of shoulder armor. And I think they're molded in this darker gray color. I mean, that's what it looks like. But it's got little flecks in it. They give it a metallic look. Or maybe it's just a glossy finish. And then it's got some deco for the rivets there as well. And then post that goes into the ports behind the shoulders. And then this one, pretty much the same, just for the opposite side. So that's cool. And then next up we have an extra head and neck piece. And this is, we've seen this head several times before. We've seen it in this line. We've seen it in Cosmic Legions. I think we've seen it in Figura Obscura. And I want to say this head originated with Thrace Wraithhaler, but I'm not 100% sure that's exactly where it came from. And I'm speculating about those other lines because I'm pretty sure that this is the same head that's like the blonde color for the Cosmic Ladies add-on pack head. I'm pretty sure it's the same one. And then, but it may not be the same one that comes with the ghost of whichever one the lady was in Figura Obscura. I forget. Christmas Past, maybe. That one may be a little different, more zombie looking-ish. Or it may come with that head and this head. And then more recently, the Nymph head from the Nymph and Churl Crossroads pack. I'm pretty sure it's the same head too. But all new deco on this one. I'm guessing since she's blue all over, she has blue skin. And then these are, I don't know if they're like tattoos or what. But the whited out eyes the way the hair lays, the dry brush or wash in the hair. And then just the design of the tattoos is very cool looking as well. Or it may not be tattoos, it may just be makeup. I'm not 100% sure. And then, but with them all over her body, I'm assuming they're tattoos. And then nice coloration there for the lips. And she's got some black around the eyes. And then the eyebrows. So very, very cool looking. And this neck is like the standard, just neck and ball joint at the top, with the peg at the bottom. And the final accessory is her cloak. And it does come in the package inside out like this, and you can tell because the gold's on the inside. Maybe it's supposed to be like that. I don't think so, because all the gold trim on the other soft goods are on the outside. And of course it's nice double layered and wired for posability. So that is always a good thing with soft goods. And the wire runs around the bottom hem and up or down the sides, whichever way you want to say it. So, and it's a nice sized cape as well. Now let's take a look at the figure herself. And I have to say, you know, it's got that face, or that same tattoo design on the face here, although you can't see it as well because of the hood, which is not removable. And then she's got the same neck, but I think this neck is longer than the other neck. That would be my guess, because it's just a neck and ball at the top, no hinge or anything like that in it. But I do like that same level of deco there. Then we've got nice molded details in the hood. We've got this gold trim around it. Kind of matches up with the soft goods and the other gold trim that's on there. She's got this, you know, cross the shoulder belt. It's got some punches of color here for the ties on her bodice. Tattoos on the arm, tattoo on the belly. Got some gold here and here. And it looks like there's a wash before maybe they put the gold hits on there. She's got gold armbands right here. Those are painted on, not a removable accessory. Gold on the belt buckle, and just gold highlights all over. Some silver punches for buttons and buckles and stuff like that. She's got a loop right here for, well, I say it is. It's not really, is it? Sort of, kind of, I guess you could say that's a loop for storage. And then it's got a loop. This shoulder harness has a loop in it for the sword. And then, of course, the two holes for the shoulder armor right there. This one, I guess, is for a piece that connects in there that you can add arms or wings or what have you to it. And again, on the lower part, we've got gold trim on the soft goods. Again, wired for posability. Got tattoo running down the leg. Got some nice deco apps there for the knee armor. And then maybe a wash on it down here too. Some gold for the buckles, leaves, and then around just above the ankles as well. And there may be a little bit of wash in this boot part, the brown part of the boot. Yeah, it looks like there is, at least on the foot. There he is. So Now let's take a look at her articulation a bit. Now with the hooded head on it, she can look up that far. She can look down that far. She's got a little bit of waggle. No chicken necker attitude. And she can still do the full exorcist. Although you'll have to move this up as it goes around. Or it'll move up as it goes around. So there's that. This piece doesn't want to stay on there very well, does it? At the shoulder, 360 degrees worth of rotation. And she can raise her arm up that high, which is over 90 degrees. Single hinge and swivel at the elbow. Swivels around 360 degrees. And gives you not quite 90 degrees, it looks like. At the end of the gauntlet, 360 degrees of rotation there. 360 degrees at the wrist. And she's got grip hands as she comes out the box, and they're on in and out hinges. And that's on both sides, in and out hinges. So very nice. Now, I was a little surprised by this. Where the torso and the chest come together, there is an actual articulation point there. And if you mess with it too much, that lower one comes apart. So, dang gummit, get back on there. So, there is 360 degrees worth of rotation there. And not a whole lot of left and right movement, but a little bit of forward and back. And we'll see how that works in conjunction with this other, which probably not. Because this should be a bald here, I would have thought. So there is that. There is, as you can see, there's a cut at the waist. And it gives you 360 degrees of rotation. Well, she can't really lean back that far because she comes off the thing. So she can lean back that far. Dang it. And you can see she doesn't like to stay together at the waist there. She can lean forward that far. And that's back on there. Dang it. At the hips, well, if you give her too much of the splits, she pops apart because of this waist piece right here, the armor piece. So just something to be aware of. And if you've messed around with Mythic Legions before, you kind of know that. So let's just say she gives you that much of the splits without popping the torso off. God dang it. Y'all can see this one is, it almost feels like there's too much stuff here at the waist. Because it keeps popping off. Almost like it's not getting a real good connection there because of all the overlays and stuff. So just something to be aware of. She kicks forward that far. She can kick back that far before anything starts falling off. There is a bit of a cut here at where the thigh and the hip meet, and it gives you a little bit of rotation there. And then single hinge and swivel at the knee. Swivels around 360 degrees and gives you that much bend. And then at the ankle, rotates 360 degrees, tilts down that far, tilts up that far, and then she does have a forward-facing pin for rocker. All right, my friends, here's the part where I leave you for just a moment to get her all geared up. And here we have it, my friends. Azza Spiritbender all geared up, at least as much as I could get her geared up. Of course, the extra hands and extra head don't get any storage on the figure, but that's everything else on her right there. Well, there you have it, my friends. I'll look at the figure, her accessories, and storage. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here we have the Four Horsemen Studios Mythic Legions Azza Spiritbender 2 with the Four Horsemen Studios Mythic Legions Kai Pacha and the Four Horsemen Studios Mythic Legions Gold Skeleton 2. Here we have the Four Horsemen Studios Mythic Legions Azza Spiritbender 2 with from Harbinger Studios Savage Crucible Who-Man, from Boss Fight Studios The Epic Hacks Red Sonja, and from X-Ray Studios The Combatants Fight for Glory Gold Hilder. For our last set of comparisons, here we have the Four Horsemen Studios Mythic Legions Azza Spiritbender 2. From the Marvel Legends series, making his cameo appearance, Stan the Man Lee. From G.I. Joe Classified series, the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander. From Star Wars The Black series, the Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper. And for a 7-inch scale comparison from the Masters of the Universe Masterverse line, the 40th Anniversary He-Man. For final ramblings on Four Horsemen Studios Mythic Legions Azza Spiritbender 2, I have to say, I think this is a really nice figure. Except for at the waist, it just, I don't know, it feels like the peg coming up from the hip for the torso isn't quite long enough to accommodate all of the soft goods and the plastic armor piece there. When you move it a little too much, the torso will pop off. So that's something, you know, to be aware of going into this figure. However, if you don't have this figure in hand already, the chances are of you getting it at a retail price is very, very low. Apparently the production run on this wave and the Rising Suns wave was very small compared to what they had been doing previously, and I can understand it because from waves previous to that they were having a lot of leftover stuff. So, you know, the production pendulum swings. So, but fortunately for waves coming after this, like Rise of the Beasts, I think is the next wave coming out, they did reopen pre-orders so everybody can make sure that they pre-ordered and they can, you know, make the proper production numbers. So that's a thing. But, you know, I really like this figure. Again, the waist is a bit of not really a problem, a concern, something to be aware of. But other than that, the soft goods are good. I would have liked like the paint of the hood to match up with the soft good cloak color wise just a little bit better. It looks a little bit darker to me, but the wires in the soft goods work really, really well. The magical effects work well. Once you get the figure, like the ones that go around her legs, once you get her standing and you can get those adjusted, it's okay. Like trying to stand her up with the things on it can be a bit of a pain, but what I suggest is fix your pose, then put the leg pieces on the character and put her back in the position that you want. This is my recommendation, but of course you can do it whichever way works for you. I like the deco on this figure, the blue skin and then the tattoos, and then couple that with the magic effects, the staff and the cloak, the book. All really, really cool. I like the fact that she also comes with the unhooded head. And this character now gives me an arch enemy for my Thrace Wraithhailer. And that's good. So now I have a good and evil male mage and a good and evil female mage. So that's cool. I like this. And again, you know, even though she's a good guy, she doesn't necessarily look like a good guy, because she's I want to say it said she was a necromancer, so she brings the dead back to life. Not necessarily a power that the forces of good normally use, but I don't know, maybe they pissed her off in the past and she decided to work for the good guys instead because, oh, you guys just pissed me off. I don't know, but I do like the look of the figure, and I think that the accessories are appropriate. I will say that the dagger sheath, the clip on it, is a bit tight for the belt, and it is a bit of a pain to get on the belt, and you just have to be really, really careful with that so that you don't break the belt or break the clip on the knife sheath. I like the fact that she comes with the spell book. All mages should have a spell book, I think. I would like to see Mythic Legions do an open spell book in a hand for mages to hold them as well, going, you know, into the future. That would be a cool thing. Just, or maybe not come with a character first off, maybe come excuse me, in an accessory pack, and it have several, you know, sets of hands for, you know, like you can use a set of hands for all the wizards they've done so far that, you know, make them able to hold the book while it's open with one hand. That would be cool. And maybe the book, to actually make it work, there's a port in the open hand, and there's a post on the book, and it, you know, ports into the hand so that it actually stays put. But yeah, this figure, I really, really like it. I dig this figure. Again, finally Thrace Wraithhailer has an arch enemy, at least in my head, and they are on the, you know, the opposite faction spectrum, so that is also cool. And that also in my headcanon, they are now enemies. Arch enemies. Not just enemies, but arch enemies. But, yeah. So, deco, sculpt, everything like that is up to the usual standards you would expect from Four Horsemen. Materials and everything seem to be up to that same standard. Just, you know, my only area of concern or you know, just be aware of it is the waist area. And I don't think it's the first time I've had. I think I had the same issue with Thrace, where it was just like the overlays were just too much and the peg just wasn't enough, or something like that. I don't know exactly what it is. But that does it for the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. If you are interested in supporting my channel further, I'm now offering memberships at various tiers. Click the join button on my YouTube page, or check this video's description for the link and see if any membership offers are right for you, but only if you are in a position to do so. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you would like to see more content or just help the channel grow, or both. That's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.